Tips and tricks on how to become a better player in Volleyball Legends. You heard? Let's get straight into it. So once you join the game, you're gonna want to do two things. You have abilities and you have styles at the bottom. You're gonna want to go into those and spin your whatever you want to call it, abilities and styles. You're gonna have 3 spins. It costs 250 normally, but you get a free 3 spins. You have a pity system as well, and usually in a lot of games that come with spinning your power or whatever, basically once you spend enough and you get to that number, it's going to give you like a legendary or one of the better power-ups. Now, next thing you want to do is click play. You're gonna go into a practice match, practice mode. You have an entire volleyball, gym kind of thing to yourself. Spawn a ball by pressing G. You can practice your spiking, you can practice your blocking and setting and all that kind of stuff, receiving and all that kind of stuff. Now, you want to make sure to get nice with your controls. As you can see, G for spawn, left click for bump, Q to set, control to dive, right? Now, it does change when you jump. You see, you get 3 different controls. Those are the spikes, the blocks, and the set. And you want to just practice around, get a feel for the controls. As you can see right here, you can actually move left, right, up, and down when you dive. You can do that with some of the things, like for example, when you set, you can set at a different direction and stuff like that, as you can see right there. So you want to just get familiar with the controls. Familiarize yourself with the controls when to press things. You can always hop out of a game and look into the settings itself. It's weird that you can't check the settings in game, but you can look at the settings and what controls are there. The next thing you want to do is basically just practice your sets. That's like one of the things that you can get a lot of points in. Practice your sets, and as you can see right here, it says too low for me. I will go more into that, but practice your sets and do what you can do. Now, when it says too low, that means you spiked a bit too early, you spiked a bit too late, or basically you were moving around too much. As you can see, when you move around a little bit and you set, it doesn't work. But here, as you see, I barely moved. I was able to spike, but right here, I just barely moved and it said too low. Now, you want to try and not get this too low. As you can see, I'm kind of getting it back to back, right? But you can move around though, right? You see, as right here, I move back and then I move forward and I hit the ball at the right angle. Really, all you have to do is make sure to hit the ball at the right time. If you set it up, jump, and hit the ball in the air at the right time. It's all about the timing. That's why I say in the previous step, get familiar with your control. Now I want to show you guys a trick. When you're setting the ball, you don't always have to set it in that direction. I just messed up right here, but you don't always have to set it in that direction, right? You can move at the last second and hit the ball. So as you're practicing your spikes, you can move the ball just right in there. So there's different angles. You can hit the ball at either ends of the volleyball court. That's a popular way. And you can hit it in the middle, However, you can switch and try different things. Go ahead and make sure you practice your spikes and sets. But sets are important. As you can see, I try to turn it, and I keep getting the too low because I'm hitting it too early. However, look right here. As you can see, I'm going to aim for over there, right? Now, I'm going to switch up and boom. Well, I missed right there. I lagged a little bit. Oops. But hear me out. I'm going to turn and boom. You see how I was looking one way? People are going to think I'm going to aim the other way. Or the direction I'm facing, people are thinking I'm going to hit in that upper right corner for me, which would be upper left corner for opposing teammates. But then I switch at the last second and I jump and hit it at the right time. See, when you do things like switch up your set, the direction, you have to make sure to jump and hit it while it's still high in the air, high enough. And I recommend you do that. I recommend you definitely do that. Just practice your sets, practice your sets, because remember, it's not all about spiking and blocking. You also have to learn how to set. And once you learn how to set as a setter, or not even as a setter, but as, you know, from the bat, you can get points off of this. You can get aces, which, you know, constant points, 5 points and whatnot, right? You'll get better at being able to time when to spike the ball, when you're up front, and all that kind of stuff. Now just do that for a little bit. You'll be golden. But don't forget to practice your blocking, your setting, and, you know, bumping, and just receiving the ball by diving. Remember, you can dive in different directions now. You know, after you're done practicing your sets and stuff like that, you're gonna want to go up and practice blocking. Practice blocking, I guess practice spiking at the front, because it's gonna get active at the front when people are around. And you're gonna want to be able to block, or maybe spike it right then and there as soon as it got hit. You can use your jump boost if you have the Kirio power up, which I have. You know, practice blocking, you know, do all that kind of stuff at the front, because it's going to get real active at the beginning, or at the front of the net, right in front of the net. Oh yeah, practice how to set in different directions and stuff like that, which is gets a little bit weird with the finger placement, you know, with the controls, but go ahead and practice those. They will help. And a lot of times players, every piece of your team is going to run up to the front, knowing that there's a formation and there's people that's supposed to stay in the back and protect the back and that stuff. Everyone's going to want to spike the ball and get points. Everyone wants to be the tiny giant, you know, or the ace, whatever you call it. So as you practice your blocks, you want to practice your receives, and, you know, bump the ball wherever it needs, you know, and whenever you have it. And you want to make sure to be able to receive the ball by running up to it and bumping it, or even setting the ball is technically receiving it, but you're setting it to your teammate. Practice the different directions and setting and stuff like that. And you also just want to make sure to be able to know when to dive to get the ball, you know. As you can see, I'm trying to right here practice how to set the ball in a different direction and stuff like that. It's not like a spike where you set it from all the way in the back, because you're the setter right there, and you spike the ball all the way in a different direction. So, you know, you're gonna have to do some experimenting and moving around. But just learn how to receive the ball, you know, keep it off of the ground. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that's basically my guide video. It might not be as extensive as other YouTubers, you know, bigger YouTubers and stuff like that, but thank you for staying for this long. Drop a like on the video and subscribe for more. All there is to say is practice, you know, practice makes perfect. This game is pretty simple, to be honest. So practice your spikes, practice your blocks, practice setting, practice, you know, bumping it and receiving the ball by diving and doing things in different directions, and just as much as you can. Practice whatever you can in practice mode, and then go into a actual team game, you know, a team match, and get wins. As much wins as you can. The more wins you get, the more money and points you get. The money you get, the more you can open up packs for abilities and skills and skins, and then whatever other stuff that I saw at the other end. But yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching, and peace out, Cattle Gang.